How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be doing my monthly movie haul for the month of May. Recently I've been saying I can't believe how fast the months are flying by, but for whatever reason, May seemed to kind of go on forever. I don't know why. And in turn, I also have way too many movies. I haven't been buying as much as I have in the past for the past couple months, but then for whatever reason I get to May, and I just picked up probably too many. I have 28 things here, which is more than I should have gotten. That's too much. But some of them were really good deals. There's actually a Blu-ray in here I'll get to pretty early. A Scream Factory Blu-ray for $2. That was unbelievable. Also, strangely this time around, a bunch of anime. I mean, I like anime, but here we have 5 titles for anime, so that's cool. I don't know why I was on an anime kick, but hey, why not? Now, one thing that is adding to this video is I am going to be including my half-price books haul in here. I showed you guys the movies I got when I went to Half Price Books in Dallas in their own little vlog. And normally if I did a separate haul, like for Dollar Tree or something, I would keep it separate and not include it in here as well. But that was a vlog and it wasn't really a haul video and you guys didn't get a great look at the movies. So I'm just going to show you guys the Dollar Tree stuff, but I'll keep it at the end since some of you may have already seen it. But that is adding to this video's length. But yeah, I don't usually get too many, but hey, why not? It's May, I guess that's movie buying month for some reason. But yeah, I'll start off with the Blu-rays, then I'll go through the DVDs. It'll be Shudder, random stuff, a few multi-packs, then TV, then half-price books. So we got a big video to go through. I'll try to move a little faster than normal. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and switch to the close-up camera and see what I got. So let's go to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle taking a closer look at my May movie haul. And I'm just going to go ahead and begin with the one that I was most excited to find. And that was the Scream Factory Blu-ray of Sleepaway Camp for just $2. I mean, I saw that sticker on there and I was like, whoa, is this some sort of mistake? And when I went to the register, I expected them to go, that's wrong, you can't have this. But this is just one of those insanely good deals. It's like the time I found the Steelbook for, what was it, Escape from New York for like $6, you know? Sometimes you just get really lucky at the movie shop, and yeah, this is one of those cases. I had the DVD before, obviously. I think I only have 1 and 2, and then they made 3 in return, which I'm still looking for. I had the DVD, but man, the upgrade to the Blu-ray DVD combo pack is great. Sleepaway Camp is a classic summer camp slasher, and I got this just in time for summer. I'll probably review this pretty soon because, you know, it's summer. I should really cover some summer camp slashers. Anyway, open it up and we get to see the Blu-ray and the DVD in there. And this actually does have reversible cover art. They have this new image of her standing over this other person with the cabin and stuff. And for whatever reason, the store had it set to the B cover, which is the classic one. And I don't know, I'll probably just leave it on the classic cover. I don't know, they're both really good. So yeah, that was a steal. And then after that, I picked up something I've been wanting to find for a while, and it finally got a new Blu-ray release, and that was the Amityville Curse. They made several more movies in the Amityville series than people know, but lots of movies that aren't technically part of it, because Amityville is a town, and anyone can write a movie that takes place in a real-life town. So there's been lots of mockbusters of Amityville, and I think this might have actually been the first one. but it's a really early Amityville film that I didn't have, and they just put out a new Blu-ray for it, and I was so glad. Really, really glad to pick this up. I think Vinegar Syndrome or something put out a bunch of other ones recently, so I've been grabbing up classic Amityville Blu-rays, and it's just great to finally get some of the early holes in my collection. I don't have all the Amityville yet, but I do want to eventually, and I probably should start covering them. There's the disc with the hanging figure and the tree limb looking like the devil's tail, and if we take this out, we can see there's a more classic version of the poster as reversible cover art. But I guess you don't want to put the hanging figure if you don't have to. And then it comes with a nice booklet in there. Anyway, that's the second one. And then after this, I have two classic Studio Ghibli movies. Start off with this one because it's an earlier film. Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. Recently on this channel, I watched Spirited Away, and I talked about how that was way better than I thought it would be, and I wanted to grab more Studio Ghibli films. This is the one I was most interested in, and I have watched it, and there is a review for it up on my channel already. But a post-apocalyptic world, giant bugs and toxic spores, and people fighting over control, and some really good ideas about, what does peace mean and what does our interaction with the environment mean, but also really cool airship stuff, really cool bug designs. There's a ton to say about this movie, and in my full review I talk for, I think it's like over 15 minutes about it, but really, really cool, and also inspired by French comic artist Moebius's style. Really just a really good looking movie, and has a lot to really say intelligently, and just a big amount of world building that's really cool. Again, check out my full review for more of my thoughts on it. Anyway, underneath that, same cover art as the front, and we also get this little booklet and an ad for Ghibli films, but then the DVD and the Blu-ray are two different designs, and you just want to look for Totoro there to tell you which one's which. So overall, a pretty cool movie and a good release. I think if you have HBO Max, I think a lot of the Ghibli stuff is streaming there at the moment of recording. I definitely would recommend checking it out. Anyway, after that we have one that I haven't watched yet. It was one that I was interested in because it looked really cool, but this is like the only other one that they had at Walmart other than Spirited Away, so I went ahead and grabbed that up. New copy, relatively cheap. And this is Howls Moving Castle, and we actually have Kristen Bale in this movie, and I remember the trivia saying that after he saw Spirited Away, he said if Ghibli ever offered him a project, he would take the role, so he's there doing the adaptation for this one, and it's got this big castle that I guess is moving. I know there was that Peter Jackson produced a Mortal Engines movie or something, but this one looks really cool, and I don't know much about it, and I'm trying not to spoil myself too much, but I think it's like a giant moving castle. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? And same deal where it has its booklet and its ad for the Ghibli DVDs and a different Blu-ray versus DVD. This one, there's a TV at my used bookshop, a really small local place, and they usually have this movie playing on the TV. I really do want to collect, because they have a lot of them that look nice and match and stuff. Look at all these. There's some, like the one with the flying pig. Not really too excited for that one, but I know a lot of these, like Totoro and Princess Mononoke, are supposed to be really, really good. That's the CGI one everyone hates. But I definitely do want to check out and collect more of these. Anyway, that's it with the the Blu-rays. Now on to the DVDs, and starting with Shudder. Shudder is a horror-focused streaming service that, luckily for me and other physical media heads, puts out a lot of their stuff on DVD. And I picked up a few of them, and first, VHS 1999 VHS, Goes to Hell. I heard this one was okay. I heard 95, which I also have, was better. I need to get, the only one I have left is VHS Viral, and then I'm going to do a big binge. But still, VHS Goes to Hell? How could someone resist that? There's a 2000 glasses, so I'm betting this has a New Year's segment. Really can't wait to watch this one. I think the VHS series is pretty fun, so I'm going to, when I get that last movie, do that binge that I really want to do. Anyway, there's the first Shudder, and the second one, I picked up Dark Glasses from Dario Argento. It's like his first film in 10 years. It's not the best thing ever, but it does have some interesting moments. You get a blind prostitute being chased by a killer, and her only friends are like this young Asian boy and her German shepherd that's a guide dog. An interesting character dynamic, and this is fun enough and watchable, but it's not classic Argento. It's not near as stylized and over the top, but it still is okay. You know, it's based on a script from like 2002, and it really does feel like Dario Argento of the early 2000s. So not bad, not great. This DVD might be a little bit old because I just kind of found it in my movie store without knowing it was coming over here. I wish Shudder put more hype behind this release because, I mean, it is Dario Argento, but no slipcase, no dub, no super wide release. Yeah, I wish this was at Walmart. And there's the disc, same as the front. But glad to get an Argento. Anyway, after that, something I was glad to pick up. This was in like the $3.50 bin at Walmart, or maybe it's a $5 bin, I can't quite remember. But a multi-movie pack of the first and second Goosebumps movie. I've been starting to read the books lately, so I kind of wanted to pick up the movies, and I saw the first one in theaters, and it was alright. Not the best thing ever, but okay. So I never got to see the second one. They always show these gummy bears. And I think the second one takes place on Halloween, so I should probably have that ready for my Halloween reviews. I want to, around Halloween, I always talk about Halloween-specific movies, and I'm going to be covering a lot of the Halloween Goosebumps books as well, so I'll definitely try to work in the movie for around that time. Flip it to the back, pretty plain and simple. A lot of people point out that 2 is on the left and 1 is on the right. That's because they always try to push whatever movie's the newest. But anyway, open it up. One thing I was a little disappointed with is this flap here is broken. I do have several replacement DVD cases, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, here's 1, here's 2. Super shiny disc, and I will definitely swap this case out for one that's not broken once the cameras aren't rolling. Anyway, after that, I picked up Ingmar Bergman's Persona. I had heard this movie was kind of a creepy, surreal movie. A woman is at a beachside cabin with her nurse, and you start to question who's really who and sanity and stuff. I saw this recommended to me in a list a while ago, and I thought, oh, I should probably pick that up. And I finally saw this at my used movie store, and I'm like, you know, it's a little more artsy than I normally watch, but hey, let's give it a go, see what's up. Anyway, open it up, disc, same as the front, a book, and with this one you actually get an ad for MGM's International Film Catalog, which I thought was pretty cool as well. Glad to see them pushing international film. Anyway, after that is one that I've been wanting to collect for a while for my Nicolas Cage collection, and I figured I'd put the less horror stuff together, but Captain Corellis' Mandolin. This was briefly referenced in Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and I'm like, oh man, that is a Cage movie you don't see on DVD too often, and when I finally saw it, I'm like, grab it up, fill that hole. It's not action, it's not horror, it's kind of like a romance war story or something. I don't know much about it, but this was a hole I needed to fill because I have the insane goal of wanting to get every single Nicolas Cage movie. So one more down. I'm actually over halfway there, I think. But yeah, glad to pick this up. And there's the disc, a relatively plain gold disc with its book there. Anyway, after that, one that I found a foreign film, this Redemption collection, collecting the films of Jean Rollin, who was a foreign filmmaker and made a lot of crazy extreme stuff. I saw a few of these floating around. Apparently, a lot of his films got re-released on DVD under this Redemption logo, and I saw one for really cheap, The Demoniacs. Sounds crazy. Apparently, like, these two girls get killed and their spirits follow them for revenge or something. I don't know. We can see from foreign film, there's this lady here who is on the verge of me having to censor her for YouTube, but just covered up enough. And let me open the disc off camera, make sure. Okay, yeah, it's just a red and black disc. But overall, looks pretty cool. 1970s European films, they can go pretty crazy, and if I like this, I've seen a few more of these things floating around. Maybe I'll grab up more. Anyway, after that, kind of getting into some more random picks with Backslasher. And okay, part of me bought this movie because a while ago Shudder put out a DVD called Slash Back, and my dumb brain thought it was hilarious that there was a Backslasher and a Slash Back, and I had to pick this one up. That's just the way I work, I guess. But anyway, if we flip it to the back, there's a bunch of kind of cringy internet references here. But basically, she opens an adult site, and then she gets a stalker that tries to kill her. And I have to keep my thumb right here because there's a picture of a dildo, and YouTube doesn't like that. So cover that up. Let me open it as well. Disc the same as the front, and an old rental sticker there. Anyway, moving along to, what do we have next? The Slaughter. Another random pull, but I found this for really cheap, and, you know, cool ghost figure in the front, girl running with the hands, little leaves on the bottom. Why not? Talks about how these kids are renovating a cabin and they want to work and then party, and they accidentally find an evil spirit in this cabin. Feels pretty Evil Dead. Hoping so. But ultimately one of those things that was kind of a random pick, and I thought, why not? I opened it up, and as a former rental, I guess, because it's got this thing that says it's a protective layer, and it's got this plastic seal on top with these two lines. I really hope that these don't throw off the balance. You know, DVDs, they kind of want to be balanced, or you might hear the so I'm hoping this one's not messed up. Anyway, after that, random pull, I'll Bury You Tomorrow. Again, one that was relatively cheap. I had not heard anything about this movie before, and I thought, why not? But a strange girl moves into this town, and she becomes a mortician, and she apparently develops a strange connection to one of the bodies. Yeah, weird concept, but it's one that I will want to take a gamble on and see what's up, you know? And there's the disc. Pretty plain and simple. Anyway, one more thing before we move on to the clearance stuff, and that is I found one of the Midnight Horror Collections. This is a series that Echo Bridge put out. A ton of inconsistent releases on this. This is an 8-movie pack, but they've done other 8-movie packs that were numbered, and then they've done 4-movie packs and 10-movie packs, and they all use the Midnight Horror name, but they're released in so many different ways. But this had a few interesting ones. Stuart Gordon's Pit and the Pendulum. I do have an individual release of that, but you see that all the time in these multi-packs. But Office Killer, that could be cool. Reflecting Skin, Frozen in Fear, Pinprick, Invisible, Strange Girls, that's a cool name, and Brothel. There's the back with all the information. 8 films over 12 hours, and of course, squeeze them all onto 2 discs. That's pretty standard for Ico Bridge. Yeah, wow. Filling up the castle. Alright, let's move on to the clearance section. Alright, so the clearance section, I got a lot of these for like $2. And some things that I've been wanting to add to the list for a while. Here is Jennifer Connelly and Ben Kingsley in the House of Sand and Fog. That's a great title, and I've heard this is pretty good. Not necessarily a horror movie, but that is a cool title if it was, right? But Jennifer Connelly's cool. I really liked her in Dario Argento's Phenomenon. That was a really good movie. And it talks about how there's like a battle over this condo, and that will result in the two of them fighting each other, and apparently things go pretty far and pretty extreme. But been one that I heard about, kind of wanted to get, but I knew it wasn't 100% up my alley, you know, because I'm a horror geek. But for $2, for Jennifer Connelly, yeah, I'll go ahead and add that to the collection. I really want to get that comedy where she's like living in a Target, career opportunities. I really want to find that one. Anyway, after that, something for the Christmas marathon in December, and that is Reindeer Games with Ben Affleck. In this one, it's a bunch of guys who rob a casino during Christmas, and they're all dressed up as Santa Claus. I think Nostalgia Critic talked about this movie, but I really don't remember too much about what it's about, so that got me to add it to my radar. When I saw it for $2, I'm like, hey, pick it up, add it to this year's Christmas marathon, and we get a whole bunch of old school ads. I thought about Mission to Mars. Thought about might be fun to just do a whole video looking at old school movie DVD ads. But anyway, moving on to the next one. This is for December, and now we have one for April. And for $2, I managed to get my hands on Dazed and Confused. We got Mila Jovovich from the Resident Evil movies, and also Matthew McConaughey's in here. I hear this movie's kind of dumb, but that being said, next April I didn't want to just review a bunch of Evil Bong movies, so let's check out Dazed and Confused. Don't know too much about it, kind of know the vibe it goes for, but add that to the 420 marathon, and there you guys are in the disc. Anyway, last one, and this is kind of an interesting one for the clearance bin. I think this one was only 99 cents. Captured, and you get this guy, Evil, is in the driver's seat. So we got a haunted car movie. Definitely want to cover more of those. Flip it to the back, and we get this guy chained to the car. There are some special features. Special features, interactive menus, scene index, trailer, cast bios, and Spanish subtitles. So really the only extra feature is cast bios. There's no description, no plot of this movie. All we know is that it's Carmageddon. Okay, and actually, here's a big surprise. When we open this thing up, look at that DVD design. Captured, and then a number that I don't know what it means. Gee, that's sketchy enough. I'm worried I'll put it in my DVD player and it'll just blow up. Okay, I'll probably be one of the few people in the world that's seen that movie whenever I get to it. Anyway, after this would come the section that is normally TV, but here, all the TV is anime. And the first thing we have, I was able to find this nice set of the original series of Full Metal Panic. That's pretty cool, and I left the tag on there because I was really happy that I got it for only $10. But yeah, this has the first series on all these thin disc, and it will tell you like right there which disc it is. And they have a whole bunch of pictures, but I saw the first 3 or 4 episodes of this already, and it's like this young army guy that pilots mechs, and he has to go into high school to protect this girl that doesn't know that she's a target of the bad guys. So a bit of mechs, a bit of high school comedy. What I've seen of it so far is pretty fun. You know, the balance of seriousness and funniness. I got that, And then I also found for $10, Full Metal Panic. What do they call this one? The second raid, TSR, which I thought would be the second series, but apparently the real second series is Fumofu, which is like a just 100% comedy series, which I don't know how well I'll like that, but I have to watch things in order. So I have Full Metal Panic Series 1 and Series 3 here, so still have to find Fumofu, and then I think they did one more, Invisible Victory, after that, but this one is only 2 slim cases, although I think, yeah, this one has 2 discs in it. But anyway, we got that, and you know how I said there was one more anime thing? So, anime in this video, I have 2 absolute classics, 2 seasons of absolute classics, and then I have a pretty notoriously bad anime, but it was one of those that's so bad it's kind of good and it's just super cheesy, and that is Masters of Martial Arts. I found the whole thing for relatively cheap, but this is one of those, it's a magical gym that the girls have to do a bunch of battles for, and it's just, I mean, you can tell from the front. They'll punch each other and their clothes will just explode, because that's how these things work, right? That's the real world, right? But everyone says this is like one of the dumbest, most cheesiest anime that you can find, and yeah, I watched the first episode and that does seem to be the case. But yeah, let's just let that sit right there with Studio Ghibli and Full Metal Panic, because my anime watching is just unchecked, I guess. Alright, time for the last section of this video, which is already going pretty long, but time for those half-price books movies. If you guys saw the Dallas half-price books haul, you've already seen these, but here we are giving you a closer look, and I figured, why not go ahead and include them here? I mean, it is too long already, so why not go even longer? This one, which actually connects to something we saw earlier, I found VHS 2. So, I heard this one wasn't as good as the first one, but I still definitely do want to check it out. I want to watch the whole series, and now I have all but the third movie, so glad to get that. I do love this VHS tape hanging down and making the skull. Not sure what's keeping up these middle segments. I thought they were hanging, but maybe they're just lying on the floor. But a cool red cover, really do like that. Flip it to the back and we can see a little hint at what the stories might be about. And slide it open. Cover is the same, although for whatever reason they moved this quote from the top to the middle there, from the directors of The Raid, Hobo with a Shotgun, You're Next, and The Blair Witch Project. Anyway, open this up and we get this fun shattery effect on the disc. Always cool to see unique disc art. Anyway, where are we gonna put these? Okay, let's put this one over here. Alright. Up next, 2 shark movies, always adding to the shark movie collection. And as you guys may know, I'm doing Sharks of Summer right now, where once a week, at least once, I take a look at a shark movie. So I'm always trying to buy up sharks for that. And this first one, someone had recommended to me. I think I was talking about the movie Shark Huntress, and they're like, oh, you should watch Shark Hunter. So I finally managed to find it. I think there might be a couple sequels to this, but apparently this one's pretty decent. Flip it to the back, and it talks about how there's this group of scientists trying to hunt a megalodon. And this was from 2001, so this is before they started really cranking out shark movies. So I'd be curious to see what this is like. Anthony Sabato Jr., Danger in the Deep. Crack this open. Disc is the same as the front, but really am glad to add this one. Anyway, moving right along, we have the movie Damn Sharks. Damn is in like for water and stuff. And I think in this one, a water dam breaks, sharks go loose where they're not supposed to, and shark madness ensues. Yeah, probably just an okay shark movie with a catchy name. I don't know, but I can definitely see myself watching this year. I don't know if I'll get to this year, but this and Shark Hunter probably pretty high up on the docket. Alright, after that, we have Beings, which is a low-budget alien abduction movie. Look kinda cool, kinda creepy, and low budget might add to it. I don't know. I do like that there's the disc, but the full flyer inside looks to be like a handwritten note. And I think on the back, yeah, it has like, here's the translation of this note. So that's pretty interesting. And then we do have Dark Waters, not the Asian film Dark Water. This is Dark Waters with an S, and it's about this guy that's investigating a convent. Apparently, one of his family members who died, or maybe it's a girl, I don't know, was sending money to this convent, and he has to figure out why, and apparently it's a haunted convent movie from No Shame Films there. Anyway, after that, we get a movie called Male, which has something to do with someone helping souls pass to the other side, and it's apparently based on a manga. I think I had seen this one floating around before, hadn't really ever gotten a chance to pick it up, so I figured, why not? And this isn't a fun former blockbuster case. And moving right along to the very last thing, again, tied to something we mentioned earlier, this is Volume 5 of the Midnight Horror Collection. And you can see how this time around it is numbered. It's still 8 films, and it's in this array. This cover is what they used for a lot of their 8-film collection, so I don't know why, when we got this one, it looks so different. The Midnight Horror Collection is very inconsistent, sometimes repetitive as far as the movies they have, but yeah, whatever. I really do like Memory, that's a Mortuary, that's a Tobe Hooper film, which is actually fairly decent. Bloody Mary, Wages of Sin, Salvage, Live Animals, Memory, Roman. I saw that one a bit ago. That was not a great movie. But also Skeleton Man. I have to watch that movie just because it's called Skeleton Man. That seems pretty cool. This is a 2-disc thing, but actually it's still sealed at the top, so this one's new. That is great. And look at that little pile there, huh? Boy, I've been not buying a lot of movies, and then all of a sudden, just for May, for no reason, I buy way too many. I'll try to be a little more self-controlled in the future, but who knows how that will work out. But anyway, lots of cool stuff, lots of stuff that I wanted. 2 VHS movies, 2 Ghibli movies, more anime up here, good clearance stuff, lots of stuff that I really like. Hey, Steel on Sleepaway Camp, Amityville Curse, really wanted that. Lots of cool stuff. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my monthly movie hauls playlist. I've been doing this since October, so there's like 7 or 8 of them, I think. Anyway, if you want to see more, you can click there and see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.